Hello, everyone. It's Jerry at the Fledge. Welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. And today on the show, we've got our good friend Aurelia from Release. How you doing, Aurelia?
Good, Jerry. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you. So we're going to start out describing ourselves. So I'm Jerry. I've got brown hair. I've got a headset on. I'm wearing a gray and blue shirt that says "Make Space for Others," and I'm up in my studio in my office at the Fledge. And if you don't mind, Aurelia, however you'd like to describe yourself.
I'm wearing a red beanie. I've got tattoos. I'm wearing my release shirt that are made at release, and I have curly hair.
so, why don't you tell us about you for a minute before we start? I really want to talk about Release and make sure everybody knows what that's about. But we also would like to learn about you if you don't mind. So,
So I was born and raised here in Lansing on the north side. Also on south side, Baker Street, if you know where that is. It's
I,
rough. So I went to inner city schools, Sheridan Road, went to Otto, went to Cumberland. I also graduated from Eastern in 2010. And then from Eastern, I went to MSU with a full scholarship through a program I was entered in, which I am greatly appreciative for. And I then graduated 5 years later with my bachelor's in criminal justice. And it was a struggle all along. High school is where it really started. And I was addicted to alcohol. So I was struggling, but I was still getting good grades. I was holding down a job. So I was a functioning alcoholic. So a lot of people had no idea what was going on. And then through college, it got worse. I was then at age 21, I had my first child, and she changed my life. And I then found MMA through college, and I had a 1 year old at the time. So just imagine all that happening at once. And God led me to MMA to finally get rid of the alcohol. And once I got rid of the alcohol, my life has been better ever since. And after fighting in a cage for maybe 4 to 5 years, I had a record of 6-1. I was doing well. Um, and I thought I was going to go to the big leagues. So I was going to go professional. And right before my professional debut, I was in a car accident and it led me to the hospital. And the hospital diagnosed me September 5th in 2017. I'll always remember the day, with type 1 diabetes. So I thought I was going professionally for MMA. I was going to be a cage fighter. I was going to go to the UFC in Invicta. But God changed my whole entire life. And now I created Release to help other people experience what I experienced when I was at 21. I struggled with depression, anxiety, alcoholism, and hitting a bag let basically release me. So that's why
yeah.
I called it Release.
I love the whole way that you got there. Do you mind if I comment and ask you a couple questions
Yeah.
about what you've just told me before we go to Release a little bit more?
Yes.
So you grew up on Baker. I used to live probably in that same time frame. I used to live on Linville,
Yeah,
um,
Linville, that was my street.
right?
Yep.
So, is that where you lived
Yeah.
in that? Oh, okay. So
Right
I
around the
lived
corner from
down.
Baker and Deal.
I lived closer to Mount Hope. So
Hmm.
I was 2 blocks off from Mount Hope. So we must have been really close in that, and it was in that same time frame, I think. It must have been because was like in '99. Were you living
Yeah,
there? Were you?
I was 10 then. I was like 8 or 10. Yeah.
I probably said, "Get off my lawn" or something to you.
Um,
I've been a cranky old man for a long time. Um, so did you fight when you were a kid?
oh yeah. You had
Yeah.
to. You had to as a kid. I was the only girl among maybe five cousins. They were all boys. And I was only the girl at the time, but I wanted to hang with the boys. I was never with the girly girls. My sister, she's like, I want to do your hair all the time. And I'm like, don't touch my hair and things like that. It's just, I grew up with my boy cousins more.
Yeah.
So with them, they would tease me, they would pick on me, and I was very overweight at the time. So they really got to me with that. And when they would attack what I looked like, it like really affected me. But they didn't know that. We're just being kids.
Hmm.
Um, and I fought all of my cousins. I've punched every single one of them mostly in the face because I had I had a problem. I was angry at the world as a kid, and I had no outlet. I had no one to really talk to. There was no programs. I was just an overweight kid getting picked on a lot.
Mm. So that I think we're going to get into that in your story about release a little bit more. But I also wanted to let you know that I'm a Quaker too.
Hmm.
When I grew up on Hague Road on the south side, but I moved to Sadie Court on the north side by Pisano's there.
Yep.
So I was a north sider for a few years in high school, and I moved to Eastern so that I could wrestle for them and get me a scholarship. So
Did
both
you
of us got. Yes, I wrestle for University of
Maybe
Michigan.
we can. You should come to Open Mat sometime.
I would love to come to Open Mat sometime. Um, so, anyways, we'll talk about that because I want to talk about you. Tell us about release.
um, well, like I said, I created Release in 2019 after I was done with cage fighting, and when I created Release, God gave me that name because I was thinking, what should I call it? What should I call it? And I thought about what it was for me. So Release was the name. And I found another gym to help me out. So we shared a gym space, and me and my wife, Allison, she helped me get all the paperwork together, liabilities, how we should promote, things like that. She has a good background experience with it. And we ran with it, and it did amazing. We were growing so fast. Eventually grew out of that space, and we knew we were going to have to find a new space. So that space was home for a lot of people. People now are asking me and begging me to run classes again, but it was a home where you can come. I would have clients crying while hitting the bag, which I've also experienced. So I know that feeling. It's a sense of just releasing all your anxieties, your worries, your stressors, whatever is holding you back in life. When you step into that gym, it was just a whole new atmosphere to release it all. And that's what we wanted for people and for kids, a platform for kids to have growing up in a hard city. Lansing is hard. Like I said, I grew up fighting a lot of times because I was so angry at the world, and a lot of kids are today. So Release has helped them, with self-control, discipline, also learning a life-saving skill. A lot of our clientele have been women, and women come in from abusive relationships, eating disorders, all different kind of things you can think of, and they join Release getting results, not just physically but mentally. So we're here for a mental purpose, and I think Release was growing it so big I had no control over it, so we just kept going until COVID hit. So now um, Release is a little bit on the back burner right now, but we are working hard every day through the LEAD program, trying to grow Release again to where it was, just in a different
Yeah.
sense.
So I just want to point out that you're talking about the One and All program. You're part of that, and you're doing great at it. I mean,
Yeah.
you can tell you're an athlete because you're very disciplined at making sure you get the stuff done that you're supposed to do. You're thinking about the future and how you're investing in that future. I really like what you're doing and how you're doing it in that program. And then, so a couple of things that I think you hear MMA fighter, and then you hear, different problems that you were having, whether it was with your, some of the things that were in the mental health space, maybe some physical things that were happening. But I don't think that people think of cage fighting and safe place in the same sentence very often.
Yeah.
And I think that's just amazing to me. What's really inspired you to make it a safe space? Like, did you have a bad experience or anything like that?
Well, most women, when you're going into a gym, it's already intimidating enough because why do you go to a gym? you go to a gym to lose weight, or you don't like your figure anymore, so you need to go lose it. So I wanted it to not be like that. I didn't want it to be like that. So I worked for multiple gyms, and it was always focused on weight and body image. And I knew I was insecure of my body, and a lot of people didn't know that. But when we started communicating and talking about it and have a community with each other, then we realized we are just the same. So just a little different. So now when walking into the gym for myself, I I basically picture myself as that student or as that customer coming in, and how would you want it to be? So that's how I tried to shape release about as how I wanted it.
Do you train any fighters? Like, are you trying to help anybody else get to the level that you were at?
Actually, yes. I have a young man. He came to me, and I wasn't open to the idea of trying to train somebody to cage fight, but he's hungry just like I was. He wants to do it every day. He's nonstop. He's working out 3 or 4 times a day, telling me about it, and it takes me back to where I was, in his position, trying to make it to the top. So whatever that is for him making it to the top, I want to help him. So I am. So yes, we do train people that actually want to fight, and we also train people that just want to do it for fun.
Um, how is he doing? Well, is he
Yeah.
winning tournaments?
Not yet. Okay, so he's
Yeah.
eager to fight, but I told him, your coach knows when you're ready to fight. And that's what my coach told me. I was ready to fight after 6 months of training. My coach said, and you need to show me that you're a beast. You show me that you're stronger, should be aggressive. Told me all the things I need to work on. And then within a year, I got my first fight. So your coach is always the one to tell you when to fight. You just don't go fight to fight. You're going to lose if you don't train at least
Are,
5,
yeah.
7 times a week.
What are the fights still happening though? I know like McGregor fought that guy. I know the big fights.
They have the money to do that on private islands. I don't think that we can do it here. Not currently, none that I've seen out in the open. I know there's a few promotions out here that I fought for, but hopefully they happen again.
So I know Ron DeLeon from way back in the wrestling days. Is he one of the promoters or?
Yeah, he's a promoter. He was actually the first. That was where I had my first fight. I was with Ron DeLeon in 2015, and then there's TWC, who I also fought for. There's KOP out in Grand Rapids, where I mostly finish out the rest of my career fighting in Grand Rapids. So there's a few local ones. Yeah.
Did you get paid for this?
So a lot of people think I want to be a fighter because I want to win $1 million like Conor McGregor, but not everybody's Conor McGregor, So you have to be someone that people want to watch to make that kind of money. Even if you do make it to the UFC, you're not going to make that much. Your training camp, 20% to your coach. You got to pay for all the healthy food, which is so expensive. You got to pay for your gym memberships. You got to pay for your new gear. It takes a lot. And I was a young amateur going out and getting sponsorships from different companies, which helped pay for, my memberships to different gyms or food that I needed to make my weight cut. So no, you don't get paid as an amateur. Even as a pro, it's not enough money to live off.
And then some of these kids probably walk in, they're practicing their billionaire shuffle before they even know how to punch.
Probably.
Or wrestle. You teach a lot of wrestling?
No, not currently, but with the young man that I have now, I'm tapping back into it. A lot of what I focus on is stand-up, and stand-up can consist of Muay Thai, Taekwondo, kickboxing, things like that.
Yeah. See, I got to go right to the mat, or else I'm going to get punched in the face and I'm done.
Also, jiu-jitsu. I can't forget about that. I do teach jiu-jitsu.
Did you, was Sam Davis still at Everett when
No.
He was a wrestling coach. Well, he was a history teacher at Everett. Then I think he went and was a principal at Everett for a while. Then he's a sheriff or something now. He taught me jujitsu.
Okay.
He taught all the
So yeah, we
wrestlers. So
definitely have to get on the mat since you know
yeah,
both skills.
yeah, I would love to actually. I can't wait to do that again. I've sand wrestled a few years ago,
Okay.
and I had hurt myself in the Big Ten tournament, so I didn't try to wrestle ever again until I was 50, and then wrestled in a beach wrestling tournament,
Okay.
which was really awesome. So the other thing you've told me a couple of things, and one thing, so you've mentioned your wife, and you are LGBTQ friendly, right?
Yes.
Within your gym,
Yes, we're all.
and that's yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're an all-inclusive gym. We welcome anyone and everyone. We've had all different type of clients from all different ages, all different abilities. It really doesn't matter where you come from. We want you here at Release. And we customize the workouts to the person. So it's not always the same thing. Not everyone can do the same thing. But we want to make sure that you feel accomplished at the end of it.
The name of your company got so much bigger to me today than what I had ever heard before, right? Like how you came up with the name. And now I'm thinking of all the anxieties that younger people, well, a lot of people are suffering. I mean, that you've got social anxieties, you've got economic anxiety, you have environmental anxiety. And what a great thing that you're doing for the community.
Thank you. It's exciting. It's exciting to see what Release is doing and how we're getting out here.
Yeah, I can't wait till you can open up again and I can watch you more and watch how you're going to grow. Now, you've got some plans that are a little different than they were before, I think. You want to get into helping kids more?
Yes. So my deal is, since everything is virtual and I don't really know how long this is going to last for, but I want to create a online platform for kids to access for them to practice at home. So we haven't developed that yet, but that's just an idea that we have to help more of the kids in the community. Also, I know space is wanted and needed. Again, a lot of people are asking me to open back up to run their kids' classes and the adult classes again. And so a space is also what we will hopefully be blessed with in the future to open Release back up.
All right. How would you summarize what your mission is?
So how would I summarize it?
Yeah, or say it if you have like a documented mission.
You put me on the spot.
But,
so I guess our mission is to change Lansing, to change the kids and the adult struggle here in Lansing. And I'm not talking about East Lansing whole the way I'm talking about in Lansing, north, south, east, and the west side. And it's because I know this struggle and I want to help others that aren't able to afford a gym and still be able to work out. So if you're someone that can't afford it, I've given months away. I give personal training away to those that I can see who are in desperate need of what I needed when I was 21.
Do you think that when you do that and people, they probably really appreciate that and it's pretty effective for what you're doing? I mean, for them to be able to release that anxiety, that stress, whatever. Have you seen people, or were you open long enough where you see people kind of get out of the struggle that they were in and able to come back and give back?
Yeah, we have a few testimonials of different clients, and like I said, they come from all different backgrounds, all different kind of relationships that were toxic to them. And the women that I've worked with came out of that. They came out stronger. They came out confident. They were able to get away from a situation that was harmful for them and their children. So yes, that's what keeps us going, those kind of stories. And I got another, this is not that deep as the one I just said, but I remember this woman, and I will for the rest of my life, because she's Catholic, right? And she comes in, and I was born and raised Catholic, but as Catholics, you bend down, you bow down, and you praise the Lord, just like this. And she was never able to go all the way down and get back up until one day she came in like jumping for joy. She's like, "Praise Jesus!" And I'm like, "What's going on today?" She's like, "Guess what I did? I was able to kneel down, pray to God, and get back up all by myself." And I've never seen her that happy. So those kind of stories, those that's what we do this for.
That's pretty motivating. That's gotta get, that must pop you right out of bed every morning, ready to get this going again.
Yeah.
So, is there something you do every damn day to push your mission forward?
Honestly, in this time of COVID, I have been in the house every day, nonstop. I'm working from home now. We have a gym within my garage, but Leap, we were offered some help from Leap, and Leap allowed us to basically build our gym within our garage. And it's, if you check out the pictures online at release or www.release.fitness, you'll see like it looks like a real legit gym. It doesn't look like a garage anymore. So working through that space has helped me get out of my slump, if you want to say. Also, every day I'm in there, I'm praying. I'm trying to pray more every day because I feel more at peace. When I don't pray, I am struggling. I'm struggling out this world because I don't know the future anymore for Release, if that makes sense. No one knows the future, but I don't know the future for our business anymore.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a struggle with COVID, and especially the gyms got a bunch of bad raps, right? I mean, they were always being criticized, and yeah. So, did I get your website right?
Yep, that's it.
Are we supposed to have www? Yeah, that would be okay. Sorry, I was thinking of a different way. So
most people
right.
think there's a .com or a .org. It's not like that with it.
And then Kiana just says she's a big fan of Release. The partnership that you and Allison share is amazing. I hope that I will be somebody, have a spouse that can be my business partner as well.
Yeah, Kiana's awesome. She came to us in high school. She had a project because she wanted to be an entrepreneur, and she had to interview somebody. So I'm like, hey, interview me, because I was 18 and I know what it's like. And if you want to do it, go for it, because most of us aren't here in Lansing. And she interviewed us, and she was just ready to soak up all the information I could give her. So it was a pleasure to help her out.
Yeah. Have you've stayed in touch with her, or you haven't stayed?
Yeah. Yep. I still reach out to her. She's doing a 5x5 event, which I also bombed. I was not that great at because I had no idea what I was doing. I just ran with it. And now she's doing the 5x5 event. And I reached out, I'm like, hey, send me what you got. Let me see it. I already went through it. I know what they want. So, yeah.
That was that went past earlier on Tuesday night. Was 5x5.
Yep.
So I was trying to piece together, how does she know Kiana? Kiana's not in One and All, and that's great. It's a small big city, huh?
It really is. Everyone knows everybody.
So we daisy chain the shows together, and yesterday I have someone you know on the show too, Caroline she does the Next Gen Lactation Services in the One and All program, and her question to you is, how do you live the life you love, and do you love the life you live?
So Caroline helped me and my wife with our second child. He's 5 months now. So that's, again, small world. And I think everyone struggles with their life. So I don't think it's perfect. No one's perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. But I do love my life. I love my family. And what I do is I keep time just for family, and I keep time for my business. So I'm learning to just separate those and enjoy the moments that I'm in, because I used to have a 1-year-old and now I have almost an 8-year-old, and I don't even know how that's possible. Time is flying.
Time is flying. I look at you, if you don't mind me saying, and I see somebody at peace. I see somebody that has happiness. I just see that. I don't know that any of that's true, but I think your gym, your business, what you're doing, you apply that to yourself as much as you apply it to do you call them clients, customers,
My
friends?
students, my family, my friends. I was not want to call friends. We hang out sometimes. A couple of them do some work for me, and I do work for them. It's a community.
Yeah. So I'm really cheering for release. I mean, I think you guys are probably having huge impact that we can't even see yet. And I can't wait to just keep watching.
Thank you.
Tomorrow on the show, I have a young man named Caleb Moss, and he has like a consulting company. I'll just kind of say it that way. What question would you like me to pass to Caleb?
Why are you being a consultant? What is your purpose? What is your motivation for that?
You had said earlier that maybe, is he doing it for the money or for the community?
Yeah, are you doing it for money or the community?
What about you? Are you doing it for money or for the community?
I want to do it for the community. That's what I want. But I also need money to do it for the community. But my main purpose is to help people and to give back. So even if you don't have the money to give to me, I'm still going to give back to you.
How could somebody support you right now? Like, how could people help you get money? How could people help you? Do you need help finding what do you need? What's an ask that we can throw out?
A gym space. I need at least because we grew out the 1,500 square feet. I need at least a 2,000 square foot space. And I was looking at the space across from, what's that famous breakfast place that everyone used to go to? Golden Harvest.
Yeah.
There's an open space right next to them. And I don't know if it's still open anymore, but that's something that I've had my eye on because it's right where on the north side off of Turner where I used to live. And I know there's a lot of people in that community there that would need a gym.
Yeah. And you could be part of a bigger warehouse, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I put that out there. If anybody's got space that might be ideal for something like this, hit up the Fledge, hit up Release, hit up Aurelia, and let's find a space so we can get people releasing their stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you need? Anything you want to promote or anything? We've got the website. You need some space. We've got a testimonial already from Kiana. We forgetting anything?
I think we covered it all. Just if you're interested, and try us out. We have free trials, and you'll see that on the website. But if you support us, especially if you're trying to support locally, we have these awesome T-shirts that I have on. They're really soft. Ask Jerry, I gave him one. You can purchase those from us, and that would help us just get our name out there, and that would also help us locally.
So this T-shirt I have on is super soft.
Yeah.
This one is 10 times softer.
Yeah, they're not the Gillen, hard scruff stuff.
This is a nice shirt. Anvil.
Yep.
It's a weird name for something so soft. What do you want to take us out with?
God bless and peace out.
All right. Everyone, every damn day, 2 p.m. Tomorrow on the show, we'll have Caleb, and we will see you later. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much, Aurelia. You're